Hey, and welcome back to the channel. And since moving not too long ago, I wanted to redo my desk setup where I film, where I work, and where I game. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that I'm using on a daily basis and what's on my desk. Alright, so the first thing that I wanted to highlight is the chair, or I guess the stool that I've been sitting on for the past couple of months, and it's the Tilt Ergonomics stool from Ergonomics. It's super comfortable and very sturdy. I can raise it up super high or keep it as low as possible. And overall, it's just a very minimal chair that doesn't get in the way. And believe it or not, this stool is very comfortable and helps me sit up straight. And then of course, the desk, I'm still using the Ergonomics Shift desk in a black on black combo with the walnut wood desk drawer. This, in my opinion, is hands down the best standing desk that I've ever owned. And then I added a black leather desk pad, also from Ergonomics, just so I can protect the surface of the desk. It's super soft and oddly enough, smells really, really good too. All right, so let's move from left to right on my desk. So since this is my work, editing, and gaming setup all in one, I have my beloved Sony a7S III here on a tabletop tripod. This camera is my main A-roll camera, and I've had this for a little bit over 2 years now. It's my main workhorse, and I have the Sony 35mm f1.8 lens here with the Padcaster teleprompter, which I'll soon replace with their Pro line in about a month or so. And then I have my DJI mic here, which is the audio that you're listening to now. And this is a completely new thing for me. And if you've been watching my videos for, the last year or so, you know that I typically have an XLR mic in front of my face. And I decided to pick this up just so that I have less steps when editing, and I'll have a more consistent audio for whenever I'm traveling. Moving on to the main attraction though, I'll go over each item that's on this thing right now, but starting off with the speakers, these are the iLoud Micros in white. These are hands down the best sounding tiny speakers that I've owned, and it's the speaker that I use whenever I'm editing my videos. It's super loud, has really good bass, and a very balanced soundstage in my opinion. Now granted, it is not the prettiest thing in the world, but it packs a punch. Then moving on to the monitor, this is the Samsung Neo G8 monitor. It's a 32-inch 4K curved mini LED monitor, and it is a beauty. It has a 240 Hz refresh rate with a 1 millisecond response rate, and it's perfect for gaming and content creation. The color reproduction looks awesome, and since I'm running a 2-system setup for this desk, it's super easy to switch from my Mac to my PC whenever I'm ready to game. Now this does support HDMI 2.1, so if you have a console that's ready for 4K 120, or if you have a new Mac Mini like the M2 Pro, it supports 4K up to 240 Hz, which I'm currently running at. Now I did switch out the monitor's factory stand to a monitor arm so that I can push the monitor as close to the wall as possible. That way I have a little bit more desk space. But yeah, the monitor arm is from a company called AVLT, and it's super sturdy and it's built like a tank. Sitting on top of the monitor though are two things. First, a desk lamp, which is curved, and it is the perfect curve ratio for this monitor, and it's from a company called Onway. Now I bought this from Amazon not too long ago, and it's pretty cool. It's bicolor, and you can plug it into the monitor itself, and also features a wireless controller, so I can control the intensity of the light and the color temperature. And then on top of the light bar is the Insta360 Link, which is hands down my favorite webcam that I've ever used. The video quality is top notch, and what I love about this webcam is that it's able to track me if I need to move around and show something off to the side. It has a ton of AI features and gestures and manual controls that you can do to help you manipulate the image, and overall, this is the best webcam that I've had. Now below the monitor are a couple of things like the Ergonomics desk shelf, which is where my speakers are sitting on. But besides that, I have my OWC Envoy Pro. It's my 2TB Thunderbolt 4 NVMe SSD that I use to archive projects, or if I need to transfer things over from my Mac Mini to my MacBook Pro. I use this to transfer files since the transfer speeds are like 2.5 gigs a second. And then I have the Elgato Stream Deck Mini, which I mainly just use for quick shortcuts like muting Discord and whatnot for whenever I'm gaming. But below the desk shelf though is my M2 Pro Mac Mini. Now this specific computer has 4 terabytes of storage and 32 gigs of RAM, and this has been my workhorse for the past few months, and I love editing on this machine. It's super fast, it's very quiet, and rips through all of my footage with ease. Now I did mount this Mac Mini on my desk shelf, and as much as I wanted to put the Mac Mini just on the desk below the desk shelf, I figured I'd mount it beneath the shelf so that I can also put things below it, like my keyboard and my mouse, for example. Now I also mounted my CFast Type A SD card reader next to my Mac Mini so I can transfer over footage that I shot with the Sony a7S III to my Mac Mini. But besides that though, my all-in-one go-to keyboard right now is the Keychron Q1 Pro. I changed up the keycaps to an off-white looking keycap, which I believe I bought from Drop. I think it looks incredible, but I eventually want to use different switches versus the Gateron Reds that are currently on this Q1 Pro. But you know, that'll have to wait for another time. But yeah, this is my Mac keyboard and I use this via Bluetooth. It works great. But whenever I'm using my PC, I just plug it in via USB-C. As for my mouse though, on the Mac, I'm actually using the Magic Trackpad, which might be a little bit weird for some people, but I love using the trackpad whenever I'm editing. And then for my PC, I'm using the Razer Viper V2 Pro. It's a super light mouse, about 58 grams, and I use this heavily for Call of Duty Warzone. And then off to the right a bit, just below the right speaker, is the Nomad MagSafe Stand 1, which is my go-to charger for my iPhone. Since my iPhone's running iOS 17, I have access to the new standby mode, and with this charger, I can have a clock or a slideshow of some sort showing while the phone's charging. Now next to that though is where I'll usually have this iPad mini, and this is basically my camera monitor whenever I'm recording my A-roll on that desk setup. But this is also the device that I use so I can take some time off of editing and gaming and do a little bit of learning. So if you missed out on my iPad mini video from a few weeks ago, I talked about how much I'm enjoying the form factor and how this is the perfect iPad for just about anyone. And I've been using this iPad here in the studio and on the go to learn more about coding. So as someone in the tech space, I love learning all about the new tech that comes out, but a part of me has always wanted to dabble into coding. So with Brilliant, I've been taking some lessons about data and computer science. In this specific category, I'll learn the basics with the usual computational problem solving and thinking in code. Now, just a few weeks out with my courses, I've had a lot of fun learning and being able to see graphics on screen about how things work and what specific lines of code do. With Brilliant, I don't just get to challenge myself and learn, but seeing how things work and are explained to you visually makes me want to keep learning and spend more time on the app. It's kind of like you're playing a game, but you're actually learning a new skill. If you'd like to try what Brilliant has to offer, you can access all the courses on their platform by going to brilliant.org/marklinsangan, and you can redeem a 30-day free trial. Now, if you decide to upgrade, the first 200 of you will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. Again, huge shout out to Brilliant for sponsoring a portion of this video. So besides the iPad mini, I have a few small knickknacks like 2 tiny fake plants, a cup holder with a bunch of pens. I also have a sticky note here just in case I want to jot down something really quick. And then I have my gaming headphones, which is sitting on this Grove-made headphone stand. And this is the brand new Logitech Pro X2 wireless headset. I've been a fan of Logitech G for a long time, and you know, ever since 2020 happened, I've been wearing their version 1 since then, which I just replaced with this new one, and it is a much more comfortable headset for gaming. Plus the white paint job looks awesome on this, although I wish that the mic part is also painted white, but I guess it works for the setup with the whole black, white, and silver accessories that, you know, I have going on. And then of course we have the PC that I'm using for gaming. The case that I'm using is the NZXT H510i. It's about 2 years old by now, but you know, it's still rocking. But for the basic specs, this has an i7 10th gen, which is the 10700K with an RTX 3070. It has 32 gigs of RAM and it has an NZXT AIO, and all the fans with the RGB are also from NZXT. That way I can control the lighting and the fan speeds all in one app. Now this build is nothing special, but you know, I really only turn this PC on whenever I'm playing Warzone or if I'm playing Diablo 4 at night. But other than that, it's on a desk because I have no other place to put it, and this drawer next to my desk is too far and it's too small for it to sit there, so it's on a desk. But yeah, that's been it. This actually took a couple of months to finish and curate, and with new products always coming out, it was really hard for me to decide what products I wanted to include in this setup. Plus, I wanted to design a wall behind my desk setup to make it a little bit more techy, but also provide better acoustics whenever I'm filming there. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and if you guys have any recommendations on what else I should check out for my next desk setup, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.